First of all, just kind of what were your thoughts on the reaction you got out of your group, considering going out in the cup and Wednesday and then coming out kind of firing right away on Saturday?
You know, it's a really positive reaction. We needed to do that because obviously we were really disappointed about what happened on Wednesday evening. So that hurt us. Still, it will always hurt us because we felt we lost an opportunity. But the reaction to come back, in what would be a pressure game because we need the points. I thought we were good from start to finish.
It's hard to beat a team 3 times, and I guess one was in 120 minutes. But what is it kind of about Miami that you feel like you've had success in that fixture this year?
I don't know. We've prepared the same as what we prepare for any game. Miami are a good team. I don't think it helped them, sort of losing Blanco so early. But then obviously they get a goal, and once they got the goal, they were confident for spells in that first half. When we came out, obviously getting the goal for us, we sort of settled back into it. And when it went to 3-1, I was thinking then, we're pushing a little bit more. But I was really pleased at the end that we, once they scored 3-2, we didn't crumble. They're throwing everything at us, and we stood strong and stood big to make sure the ball didn't go in the back of the net, and we secured 3 points.
You talked on the post-game broadcast about Jack kind of playing center mid somewhere that you haven't really played him yet this year. Does that give you something to think about for the weekend and for going forward, if that is something that could work in the future?
Yeah, Jack was outstanding. He really was. I mean, I think that's the best game he's played all season. So getting back into that familiar role of his is really good for us. What we've got to figure out is when we move somebody from one to plug a hole, there's a hole somewhere else, and that needs to be plugged. So we'll figure out what the best thing is for each individual game, and obviously we're playing against a good team at the weekend, so we need to make sure that we get everything right so that the players on the pitch know what job they've got to do to try and get a win.
The sort of kind of surrounding thing of Louisville Indy has always been kind of the best rivalry in the league. In your couple of years here now, what does that rivalry kind of mean to you, and how do you view it?
It means a lot because it means a lot to the supporters. So you've got to take on board, what their feelings are towards the opponent, and we're letting the players know that it means a lot towards our supporters. So we've got to make sure we go out there and give everything we can because we want to do what's right for the club, for the support, for everything that's associated with this game in the past. And we've got to make sure that we look after our own business because we need the points as well. It's not just let's win this game because then everything will be all right for the rest of the season. No, we need the points. We need to win the game to get the points. And but the rivalry that's between the supporters and what it means to our supporters does also weigh for us that how important it is and how important it is we need to put a performance in.
They've only been beaten once in the league all year. What do you need to do to make it 2?
Yeah, but we've got to make sure we come up with a game plan to make sure that we make it uncomfortable for them and make sure that once we've made them uncomfortable, we have something that we can put towards them in terms of creating chances and opportunities at goals. We know we can score goals from all different areas of the field. It's not as if we've got the one goal scorer that just, if he's not firing, then we're going to struggle. We've got goals that come from many different areas, from many different people, from players, and set plays have been important for us this year with scoring goals. So we'll make sure we're organised, try and make it uncomfortable for them. And like I said, they've only lost one game all season. I think we've maybe only beat them 6 times out of the 23. So it's going to be a tough game, but we're going to go for it.
Is that a record that you make the players aware of just to kind of give them an extra oomph? Or I guess they probably don't need it.
I don't think they need it. We're going to tell them exactly what we need to do on the day, and what's gone on in the past for the players. I don't think they care. They're very much living in the here and now, so we'll live in the here and now for them, and we'll tell them how important the game is, how important it is for 3 points, how important it is for our supporters, and then once we take the field, we're in the position there where we can give everybody the enjoyment they need to get by trying to win 3 points.